As we have gathered here,
With no fighting ground.
I'll guarantee it, if you'll just do what I'm about to share.
There was a world of others who also were not free, but who were together in prison as a community.
Welcome everyone to the Here to Serve series. I'm Adrian, your host, and today we have a representative from SESO Malaysia named Michelle, the Human Resources Coordinator. Welcome to the series, Michelle.
Thank you for having me, Adrian. I really appreciate your time.
Would you so kindly share with us what SESO Malaysia is all about?
SESO Malaysia, when we started off in the end of 2018, was we wanted to raise awareness of food waste and food poverty in Malaysia. Our main initiative was actually rescuing surplus food from F&B or even from food banks, and we were to cook it in-house and distribute it to the homeless in KL. So we actually had all these like sit down, like kind of restaurant style, which we tried to, we really wanted to engage with the homeless community and at least understand their stories. So this was a great way to raise awareness of the situation, because people won't be aware unless you actually go down to the streets in KL and see for yourself.
Noted. I had a brief volunteering experience with Kichara. Shocked me that there are a significant number of underprivileged or homeless people right in the heart of KL.
Right.
It is great to hear that the SESO Malaysia is being part of the solution. May I know, how were you compelled to be part of SESO Malaysia?
So happened that last year I was part of Isaac, and I was the project manager for a food waste awareness campaign, which is called Clean Our Plate. SESO was our partner, and the first time meeting the founder, Shuwen, and she explaining about initiative, I was so drawn into it. She's a full-time lawyer, and all the rest of the founders are, who has one who's an entrepreneur. She has her own e-learning startup. So you have all these wonderful people coming together, just wanting to make a difference. And I was so compelled, and like, hey, you guys are new. Like, they are barely 2 years old. And I really wanted to be part of the initiative to really build them up. I was challenged to be part of a month-long campaign and to set up a booth in Sunway to tell people more about the initiative, raise funds, and to get volunteers to jump on board and be part of the street feeding initiative.
Were there any particular challenges which you might have encountered throughout this journey?
So I joined last year, so I wasn't part of the initial founding. But from what I could understand, it's definitely like setting up their own kitchen. At first, they were just maybe cooking for maybe 30 people, but that grew as based on word of mouth. People just keep coming, and then they're serving hundreds of people per session, and things got really out of hand, and they needed to really get their branding across because they needed volunteers, they needed funding. I guess a lot of people were attracted from their humble beginnings as a group of people who just wanted to help. And so I was among the students. They approached many universities. Sunway was one of them, and I just jumped on board hey, let's do this. And we came a long way, considering this year we had so many ideas. We wanted to launch a lot of events, but lockdown happened. We decided that there was a lot of issues, especially in terms of disruption of food supplies for various local beneficiaries. So we got the list of contacts of basically the homes that needed help, the communities, and we distributed food, whether it's meals or supplies, and we do this on a weekly basis. We were very lucky to get a lot of sponsors and volunteers who really came to us asking how they can help, and their support is really overwhelming, especially during these unprecedented times.
Agree. Even in one of the local churches in my current state in Negeri Sembilan are also performing similar deliveries of care packages to the people who need them but are unable to travel and treat them by themselves. Were there any memorable which you be keen to share?
I was part of Isaac, so we had a lot of international volunteers who wanted to experience volunteering in Malaysia. So it was definitely I have 2 batches of volunteers, different people, but I always love how their first reaction towards the first street feeding initiative they had. It's a mixture of shock, it's a mixture of gratitude, and that sudden realization that, oh my goodness, this is happening, considering they look at Malaysia, wow, they see KL, it's so beautiful, the city, but then they look at the backdrop of poverty that exists, and it's just it hits them really close to home. And afterwards, they were telling me how they are running their own projects in their home countries, and that was easily one of the most memorable experiences I had with them.
As a M.A.D community out there, how can we help out in the cause that is championed by SESO Malaysia?
If you go to our official website, www.sesomy.com, which is recently refurbished, I was impressed from how far we came. It's really now a really beautiful website. We clearly stated how you can help. First would be, of course, donation. You can actually we can give you the list of groceries which are required by a specific beneficiary, and you can just donate as much as you can. Otherwise, it takes only RM 10 ringgit to donate a SESO meal. So RM10 is actually how much, so it depends on how much you want to donate. Second would definitely be the hands-on part, volunteering. So we have weekly distributions, and we definitely need a lot of help with either cooking or helping to load all the supplies and packing into the trucks so we can help our local beneficiaries. That is one. We do this every weekly. And the next would definitely be to sharing our initiative on social media. We are quite active on Facebook and Instagram. I have recently started our LinkedIn page, but due to being a student, I haven't had much time to really properly create content, but I will definitely do so in the near future as we are growing. We do want to have a presence amongst corporations as well, since we do have a lot of sponsors and corporations who are joining us for their CSR initiatives.
Any words of advice you might want to impart to people who might be in your existing shoes, or perhaps people who have started an initiative? Feel free to let us know your thoughts.
Actually, during the lockdown, I noticed that a lot of people, they found that they have a lot more free time on their hands, and they are running their own initiatives, even students. And honestly, I'm really proud of how people are using their time, but I would say don't be afraid of actually wanting to do initiative. Don't be scared that people are gonna judge you. I have feedback of people saying, oh, what are you doing this for? Is there an ulterior motive? But as long as you know your intentions are in the right place, just keep doing what you're doing, and do seek out like-minded people, because we are stronger together.
So there you have it, the fellow viewers. If you are in a similar shoe as Richelle, firstly, don't be afraid. Continue to do what you have aspired to do, and also to seek like-minded people. Now that's all from our end, and we would like to wish Richelle, thank you very much for your generous time. Stay safe, stay well, and stay mad at home.
You too, Adrian. Thank you so much.
If you would like to watch more content, feel free to click the window over here and do subscribe over here for future updates. Stay mad and God bless.